All right, let's check out this.
A bit nervous.
I know. I understand. I mean, you guys have a lot of courage to come on our show, so I'm not mad at it. All right, how do you pronounce your name, honey?
Yeah.
Cynthia? You said Cynthia?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Tia. Tia, how old are you?
I'm 25.
25, and what you do for a living?
I'm currently a dual master's grad student, but I work part time. I have two jobs. So I work with kids with disabilities and adults with disabilities.
So, okay, kids with disabilities and adults with disabilities. Okay, do you have any kids yourself?
No,
No kids. And what city or state you calling me from?
I'm in New York City.
New York City. And what's your zodiac sign?
Virgo.
What?
Oh,
A Virgo? Virgo. So we got Tia, 25, Virgo, lives in New York City, works with kids and adults with disability, and no kids yourself, right? Never married?
no, and I'm a student as well.
And you're a student. Okay. All right, Tia. What kind of man you looking for?
So I'm dating, and I'm on like a couple dating apps, and I meet men in person. But I guess someone that's kind, intelligent, that's major for me. Um, Educated, preferably no kids because I have no kids, and uh, just a good person
A
and
good person.
financially secure.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
I think my deal breakers is any criminal record, someone that's not sensitive to kids or adults with disability or people that are like different than them. Like I have ADHD. That's something that I've kind of always had, and I discovered I had it like in my early 20s. So that's a part of my identity, and I work with kids, and when I graduate I'll be a special education like teacher. So someone that's just very in tune with knowing that there's
I kind of have some controversial opinions with being the whole HDHD thing or a what was it? Yeah, ADHD. Uh, I just to be honest, I mean, like, of course it's a medical thing. I get it, but I really feel like a lot of times it's more someone doesn't have its own personal opinion because what I've seen. I mean, again, I don't have a clear opinion on it, but it's like I find it that it's more that people don't have uh self control or really strong will. I don't know. I mean, it's just weird because I always look weird at people or side eye people that says they have ADHD.
neurodivergent people out there. So that's important for me. I guess a deal breaker would be
It's more because I just feel like a lot of people are just they just want to like categorize themselves. Okay, if they have any kind of issues, oh, it's there. I have this, I have that, so that's why I'm like this, I'm like that. Uh, Maybe it's just like I feel like it's excuses.
not being understanding of that. Another deal breaker would be a lot of kids. 1 in 50-50 relationship, like 1 in a 50-50 situationship, and any type of abusiveness.
So you don't want a 50-50 relationship?
No, that's
Okay.
not up culturally. I'm Jamaican, so
Okay. So that means you want a provider 100%.
um 80, 90%, even 70%, yeah, a provider.
80, 90%. Okay. Okay. Should he look a certain way?
I'm 5'8", so I would prefer someone 5'9" and up.
Someone 5'9" and up. Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Yeah, so I do want to get married and I want kids in the future. So I would say uh upwards of like a quarter, middle six figures.
So 250,000.
Yes.
Yes, she's young. She's young, 25. I'll be honest. She's an adjustable four. She's an adjustable four. At 25, unless she wants to marry a man that's in his 40s. This is a thing, okay? Let's say this. A man in his 30s makes $250,000. Man in his 30s makes $250,000. You think he looks her way? I mean, unless he's a loser. There are plenty of losers with money. But in general, a man that is in his, you know, 30s that makes high six figures or mid six figures. It's a shame that he would be having troubles with women like that. Now, let's also think about this. If she's 25, she wants a 25-year-old that makes high six figures, mid six figures. Why would he be looking her way? This is a woman that's, if you be nice, she's average at best. So, again, unless you want to marry someone that's in his 40s, where the trade-off, right? Even though he makes a good amount of money, well, the trade-off would be your youth. He's paying for your youth. Because here's the thing, like I said, a man in his 30s, especially in his 20s, he doesn't need a woman in her youth. Or he doesn't... Women in their youth would want those men. This is the problem, right? I said this consistently. It's ego. It's ego. You are average at best, and that's being nice. And you want men with top tier money. Most men will never see six figures. Most men. And if they would, they won't see it until their late 40s, maybe 50s. Most men don't reach that financial status. And that's at best. Okay? And that's like lower six figures. And that's later in life. So you wanted a man to make like over $250,000. Like, it's the ego. It's the delusion.
Okay. So does the man have a shot with you if he makes less than that or projected to make less than that or no?
No, I want kids, and kids are expensive. I work with kids 5 to 7 days a week, so.
Okay, so no man that's not making that or projected to make that.
Can I tell you my age range? Maybe that will make more sense to you and the men dating. So I'm used to dating like executives, people in tech, doctors, business owners, and a lot of them do make that amount or higher.
Where are they? Where are they? Again, if she's dating someone, good amount older than her, yeah, I see that's a trade-off. I get it. But you gotta also think. A man that's, like she said, executive, doctor, all this stuff, okay, makes good money. Yeah, he's probably getting with you because you're youth. But here's the thing. I don't mean he's committing to you. I mean, I don't mean that he's not getting other women as well. Because you could say that you get these men. Where are they now?
So what's up with those guys?
Well, kids, they have kids, or they don't want to be a provider, or things just happen.
So they make the amount of money and they still don't want to be a provider?
Yeah, they want 50-50 relationships.
So you date the men that make 250K and they still want a 50-50 relationship?
Yeah, many men don't want to be providers. It's a thing. Or some of them don't want to have kids, or they're a certain age. So the age range I date, I would say, would be like 30 and up.
Okay. Okay. But 250K is the minimum.
I want to be married and I want to have kids. So I would say I don't want to put a number in it because I feel like there's a stigma when you put a number on it. So
Well, I mean, here's the deal. The question can be skipped and sometimes not, no, excuse me. The question can't be skipped. But I mean, the answer could be whatever it is, right? So there's some women who don't care, but you obviously do care. So I guess the clarity is this. You want to have children, and when you have children, you do not want to work at all.
oh no, my career trajectory is teacher, specialist, lawyer. So I do want to work, but I do want someone that will provide for the family. Like that's
So I guess sometimes I've heard this question from the men. So what happens with all the money that you make if he's the sole provider?
It goes into the household, it goes into the kids, it goes into investment, travel, stuff like that.
Okay, so he's the sole provider of all the living expenses, and your money is the extracurricular activity.
Yes.
Okay, okay, we got the explanation. Okay.
A man that makes 250K. Why does he need your money for the extra activity? And here's the thing too. This is the thing. Fine. Okay, your money is for the extra strength. Okay, cool. But here's the thing. A man that makes that amount of money, is he? I don't know. I find it that a lot of times it's going to be a clash when you're with a career woman. I mean, could it work? Yes, but I don't know. I've seen it a few times when a man makes a decent amount of money, he prefers a stay-at-home wife.
Let's do the Kendra Cam. Oh, look, Karen State.
Like to go hiking and exercise and stuff like that. So my schedule is a little bit packed right now, but when I'm not so packed, I'm very like active.
When you're not so packed, okay. Let me see. We got some paid questions, child.
No.
This one said, Kendra, go ahead and get your drawing pad ready. Save her some time. So I have been known to draw people for people when they say something that we think is not going to happen. I'm not going to draw your man, though.
I'm not asking for a lot. These are the men that I date, and
yeah, okay, but let me challenge that. So one will say, if these are the men that you date, then you don't even need to be with us. You should be able to close the deal then because you already have access to the men that you date. So that actually.
This is the thing where this is what you know what I hate, that this is the problem with when it comes to for women, because how women go about dating makes them delusional. So here's one thing, right? One, if men want to have sex with them, women think all men want you, right? You think all men want you because all men want to have sex with you. That's delusional. Two, you think that you've dated the entertainers, the athletes, the millionaires, the six figures, the CEOs, the doctors. You can always get any of these men. But that's also delusional. Because here's the thing. Getting men to have sex with you ain't that hard. Getting men to go on dates with you ain't even that hard as well. Getting a man to commit to you. Now that is the thing. That is the flex. Getting a man to put a ring on that finger That is a flex. Not saying, oh, I got a man to have sex with me. I got a man to get me on a date. That's really nothing. Yo, redneck, you are crazy. Shit. Yes. I mean, this is a thing where I believe the men that have six figures and dating her, the trade off is these men aren't, one, either these men aren't top tier good looking, or, you know, they aren't anything special, but the trade off is dating a woman in her mid 20s. And or she's just a notch on these men's belt.
It actually kind of makes it worse because what you're telling us is you have access to these men, but you're not closing the deal with them to get what you want, I guess, which is to be their wife.
Mm-hmm. I see your point there. My goal isn't to be someone's wife that doesn't want me to be their wife. So it has to be equally aligned, right? Like right now, my focus right now is like making sure I can provide for myself. But whoever is coming in my life, I want them to be able to provide as well. So that's why I'm in grad school. That's why I plan to go to law school. Like I want to be a boss chick. Like I want to be able to provide and take care of myself. But whoever else.
Uh, this is a thing where this is why this is why a lot of women are misguided. This is why a lot of women are misguided. A boss chick, that isn't a wife. A boss chick? What man, what provider man wants a boss chick? I swear. I to be honest, I think only fools want a boss chick. And I've been there. Right? I've been the fool. I've been the fool. Thinking, oh my God, this woman is like, oh, in finances. She's so smart. She's a boss chick, right? She's so intelligent. So many degrees, all that shit. But you know what? It's arguments. It's fights. It's like, it's attitude. It's like she thinks she knows best. It's her way or the highway. It's constant fighting. And yet, she still wants you to provide. But God forbid, she listens to you. A man that provides, okay? A man that's responsible for you, but no authority over you? Fuck that shit. No, men ain't gonna deal with that. Especially men that provide. So, this is why a lot of women will fail. You want a man to provide, but you are not the type of woman men would want to provide for. Especially of men of that caliber.
Else is going to be in that picture needs to also be able to do that. So it's not like I'm asking for something that I can't do for myself.
No, I get that. I think this is where, listen, I always tell people I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a life coach. I don't give myself those titles. What I will say is I have a journalist background. And for the last 5 years, I have been talking to more than, I mean, really, I think the number is more than 15,000 single people. So with that, I've collected a lot of data. And I was talking about this the other day, and I get the boss chick mentality because the boss chick says kind of what you says. I can provide this for myself, so I'm only asking what you can do in return, which makes sense. I get that logical thinking, right? But
No, it don't make sense. Okay? Because here's the thing. Great, you can provide for yourself. So you want a man that can provide for you too. Because you can provide for yourself. But this is the thing. If you can provide for yourself, why do you need a man to provide for you? Where's the logic in that? You can provide for yourself. You worked so hard to be a boss chick. Why do you need a man to provide for you? You don't need him to provide for you. You can already provide for yourself. There is no logic to that. There's no desire. Why would I provide for a boss chick if she can do it for herself? And here's the thing where it's such one-sided. Great, you want a man that can do what you can do. Okay. What does a man want? What does the man that you want, what does he want? Crickets. You don't ever hear a woman knowing what a man wants. because they don't give a shit. They only care about themselves.
Disconnect. The man that usually makes that amount, he dates with a different mindset. I don't think any man wants a stupid woman to be his wife because they want somebody smart enough to raise their kids. I don't think any man even wants necessarily a broke woman, right? But I think it's not, they don't always say, I want my financial equal. It's more so, I want the woman that fits within my lifestyle. And sometimes it could be a woman who makes half of what you make. She wins out of availability for the things that he needs, right? So, but either way, I will say, good.
So I was dating this guy for 3 months recently, and it's funny enough that you're talking about this. The reason that I had to cut off that relationship was a few things came up that I didn't agree with. So he does well for himself. He's in tech, but we got into a conversation about like what happens if I get pregnant or what happens if we're married and I have kids. So his take is that he knows people that have kids and goes back to work in 3 months, 6 months. My take is that if I'm having a child with a man, I want to be able to be there for that child at least until they can talk. So
Well, but I asked you this question and I said, you want to have kids and you don't want to work. And you said, that's not true. I'm a student. I want to do this.
then,
Oh, your volume went out, honey.
I'm sorry, until they can talk, as in I want to go back to work, as in that is something that I wouldn't mind doing, but I want to be there. I want to heal after I have a child. Black women have the highest mortality rate. So it all comes into play. So I would want to be with someone that if I can't work or if I can't contribute to the household, they can pick up the slack 100% without anything.
So how many years is that? So the child can talk like 2 years old?
Yeah.
Right.
For him, that was absolutely not.
Okay.
So that's why I had to, that and a few other reasons was why I had to break that off.
Okay. Fair enough. So you guys were in a relationship?
Yeah, we were dating for months. I literally broke it off. I think earlier.
Were you guys dating or were you guys in a relationship?
3 months.
Say what?
All right, we were dating for 3 months.
Okay, but you guys weren't in an exclusive relationship.
No, I was in an exclusive relationship with my ex up until like December.
Okay. Oh, so you went to him, and now your ex made your 250 quality, 250,000 a year.
Way more.
So why you break up with him?
I don't want to get into it. So it's personal.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. All right, so these are the men that you frequent. So you feel as though, I will say this, I know that if you are around the men in that tax bracket, that is, I mean, I know it seems like it's normal, but that is an exceptional tax bracket, it is. So don't negate that. I think you are doing a good job because you are dating within your circle, so that's good. So now I'm getting more of the backstory of where your standards coming from. Okay. All right. Let's continue. So what are your 3 flaws? Wait. Did I ask you when we got your last relationship? When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
TMI.
Okay. And 3 flaws you have to work on.
My time, I have a time, because of my ADHD, sometimes I have time blindness. I've gotten it down from my teenage years from like an hour or 2 to about.
That's why I feel like ADHD is just an excuse for bad behavior. I don't know. I mean, personal opinion.
15 minutes now. So I've been actively working on that for like 10 years.
Been working on what?
Time blindness. So sometimes I have more time than I have and I don't. So
And here's the thing, right? I've said this before. I've dated predominantly black women. And unless all black women have ADHD, almost every black woman I've dated, they're terrible when it comes to time. Always late. Like, always late. I mean, I swear. Like, lateness is like the one biggest trait they all have that I've dated. So really, you want to blame it on, ADHD?
like run a little late.
Oh, girl, that's diagnosed with something? Because I definitely got that, child. What is it called? I thought it was CP time. There's another word for it.
Called time blindness. So when you have ADHD, you have a few things that are quirks for some people.
Child, let me tell you something. Ain't nobody late is it's a shame. You almost gotta lie to me to get me on time. Like you should tell me it starts 2 hours earlier to get me on time. But okay, that's the thing. Thank you for that. 2 more flaws.
I think I expect a lot from people because I expect a lot from myself. So that could be a flaw. And I can walk.
You know, this is the thing where I find a lot with women that they use themselves as a barometer for everything. She said she expects a lot from others because she expects a lot from herself. But do you perceive what others expect from you? That's the thing. Yeah? You expect a lot from others. What makes more sense if you expect a lot from others because others expect a lot from you? Who gives a shit what you expect for yourself? That's your shit. That's all your own thing. A lot of times women go about things very skewed.
Walk away from anything. Like I'm a lover and a leaver. That's what I tell people.
You're a lover and a leaver? Okay. So was that 3?
Yeah, it's 3. So
Okay.
time. What was the second one that I said? Time blindness, lover and a leaver, and I guess I'll do a third one. What's a third one? I want to be more healthy. I think that's a goal for me. Like I lost about 15 pounds since leaving my ex and a job that I had. I was a child social worker last year. Since leaving my ex and my job, so I'm working on about 25 more pounds. I was extremely stressed out. So
Okay.
but
Okay.
wait, leaving people where they have me effed up at and being more on time, being more punctual.
Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I would say a guy would be lucky to be with me because I'm very spontaneous. I'm very adventurous. Most people would say I'm intelligent, and I care about people, like genuinely care about people. I think I'm a kind person. Yeah, I think I'm a good person overall, which.
A lot of women, right? This is funny with me. A lot of women ask for rare men. Rare man. Money alone, that makes him 1%. Okay? 225K? 225K, that makes him 1%. Yet, when you ask them what makes a man lucky to be with you, women say the exact same thing or things that's very generic, things that are just really not that special. You're kind. Okay. I've never heard a woman say that I'm evil. Right? What woman says that I'm not kind, I'm evil? It's like, seriously, the traits that you have that will make him lucky to be with you, you're just another face in the crowd then. You're really nothing, you're really not that special. The traits that will make a man lucky to be with you is it's like very common. It's very common. Ain't rare. Just nothing special. So this is the thing, this is the problem. Most people, i.e., most women, are average. The problem is you're asking for above average men. Now, yes, you're dating these men, but it shows that you can't handle these men. You can't handle these men because you don't have the mentality, the you know, the temperament or personality, whatever, to handle men that make that amount of money.
There's not a lot of. I feel like there should be more good people in this world. So.
You should be good people in this world. All right, so we got Tia, New York. Do you want the guy to be in New York, honey?
New York, New Jersey would work. I don't have a car. That's a goal for mine when I graduate, like with my master's in a few months. So New York, New Jersey would work the best for now.
And what's your age range again was what?
I'm 25. I'm turning 26 in September. So I would say I would prefer under 50.
Okay, so what's the youngest?
29.
29 and 50. Okay. And you said he can't have kids already or he can't?
I would prefer no kids. If you do have a child, you need to make more money.
More than a 250K? Oh, okay. So what is the amount he should make if he already has kids?
Not go there. Just make more money.
So, okay, I want to be clear. So
Mhm.
no kids is a 250K requirement. If he has kids, he has to make more than 250K.
Not necessarily about the money. Like on
That's what you said. You said if he has kids, he has to make more money.
yeah, but I don't want to put a number on it.
Okay, so if a man that has kids and he makes $80,000, could he date you?
I'm being realistic for where I live, New York City, right?
I'd ask you a question directly. If a man has kids and he makes 80K, can he date you?
How many kids?
One. No. So that's I started at the bare minimum of a kid. So a guy that has, so it is about the money. Because let me explain this to you. If you have a money entry to even be qualified, it is about the money. So don't say it's not about the money.
Entry. It's if you have kids, I'm thinking you're financially providing for your kids. Like not.
Yeah, either no matter how you put it, I'm asking you clean cut questions. Now this is your life, so you can do it. But to say it's not about the money is a lie because you just said if a guy makes 80K
About the money. I'm not
say
saying
what?
not fully about the money.
But but it starts there. No, but here's what you got to understand. This is why I'm asking you clarity. It's your life, so you know it is what it is. But when you say if a man makes 80K and he has a child, he's not an option. It is about the money because we don't get to the character if he doesn't make the money to even be considered. So it is about the money when it comes to you. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's what it is because if a guy has a good character and all those things.
I mean, I honestly think that she's dating losers with money. I really do. I mean, let me be honest. If I make over $250,000, I think I would have higher standards. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But it's like, if I made over $250,000, okay? If I made that yearly, annually, I'll be dating like at least sevens and above. I don't know about these men, but I'll be dating sevens and above. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I want to be stupid. Women want money. Women want money. Plain and simple. Even the fours. Even the fours. So really, what's the point? Why would I date a four that wants money when I could just date a seven that wants money? I mean, unless you are a loser with money. Unless you are a beta simp just with money. Okay? Unless you are 45 with money. Okay, I get it. A 25-year-old, even if she's a four, she's still 25, right? I get that. But this is the thing where this is the problem where I've seen where I would at least hope, right? Average women would at least be more humble. But no different. Average women aren't humble. They just want money as well. So this is also funny, okay? Where I saw this guy talking about like he's bad mouthing passport bros, okay? Bad mouthing passport bros. I was saying like, oh, you're just going over to another country to use your money and all the negative shit. But here's the thing: if you're a man and you're not stupid, you will realize even the West, right? They want money. So going to the East or going to any other countries right? Any foreign countries, whatever. Yeah, they want money too. But here's the thing. A man that makes 80K, a man that makes 80K, 80K, can't even get a 4, right? Can't even get a date with a 4. But a man that makes 80K can get a date with a 9 in another country. Yeah, she wants money. Fuck, so okay, no duh, right? Don't be stupid. Don't be fucking an idiot. No duh. Women in other countries want money as well. No surprise there. But here's the thing. You'll get more bang for your buck in somewhere else. Because a 4, right, in this country wouldn't even give you the time of day. A 4. At best, a 5. And I'm being nice, okay? Wouldn't give you the time of day. So, why not go to another country to date a 9 that would love you for money? Now, imagine if you made 250K. Why you're a loser? Because you thought, oh, let me lower my value and date this 4. When you make top tier money. Fucking go outside of the country then. Right? If your look value is low, but your money value is high, you literally can date 9s, 8s, 7, 8s, 9s, even 10s outside of the fucking country. Seriously. Gorgeous women. Gorgeous women. And be honest, every woman around the world wants money. They all want money. They all want to be provided for. So really, if you have the money, just fucking have the brains, okay? This is why I say, men's content is important, because it's to educate men. Educate men. You work hard for your money, right? You work hard for your money. Right? You work hard for your money to be, let's say, you work so hard for your money to become a 6-figure man. And you have a 4 looking down on you? Fuck that shit. Go outside the country. Go outside the country. Date, marry a woman that's a fucking 8, a 9. They all want money, so there's no difference in that part. But at least you're getting better bang for your buck. And you may get more traditional women. Right? You may get more traditional women. You may get more softer, right? Softer personality, more feminine women. Okay, it's not even just looks. It's not even just looks. It's also personality. Women that would cater to their men. Because here's the thing: if you make 250K, she better fucking cater to you.
But if he makes 80K, he's not an option. So it's about the money.
Okay, you can say that. You can say that. It's okay.
Okay, so to be clear, if he makes 100K with a kid, not an option either?
I want kids, Kendra.
Girl, listen, I'm asking you questions. You don't got to explain it. Just tell me yes or no. If it's a no, then it's a no.
We can just move on. We can move on from it. I don't wanna stay on the money topic, because I feel like that shows a bad character for me.
Why do you feel like it shows a bad character if it's you?
Because you're gonna post the slides, and then when you post,
Because here's the thing. Do you want DMs from men that make lower than what you want? Do you want the DMs from the men that makes 50K? Do you want the DMs from the men that make 80K? I'm not even saying you're gonna get DMs from men that makes 250K, but do you want DMs from men that make lower than what you want? You don't. So really, stop wasting your fucking time. Stop wasting other people's time. Just be honest. You are who you are.
aside, people are gonna say all she cares about is the money, and that's not all I care about. If you grew up the way I grew up, you would understand why it's important to me.
Here's the deal. I'm not even being judgmental at this moment, right? Because this is your life, right? But I have to say,
Receive things.
Say
and
that.
People are gonna take things and run with it, and I know how people. act on social media. And probably a family member or probably someone in my professional life will see this. So I'm being cognizant of that.
Well, Tia, here's the deal. It's your life, right? You got to live it. But you're perceived as who you are, right? So if and if you feel like that's a bad quality, then that's on you. I have women that come on the show and stand 10 toes down and don't give a damn. You gotta make 500K, and that's just what it is, and that's just what it is. So we can't move on. But really, why I deep dive is so the men that are watching, it's like we try to make it specific enough so the person that can reach out should reach out and not waste their time. So, go ahead.
On the money per se, because then this live becomes just about the money. So that's
But
why.
these, but here's the deal. These are the things that you said because I said, could the guy have kids, and you said, well, he has to make more money. So I was just getting clarity, right? And and if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. But that's how I got there because we were just getting more clarity. So, okay. So why are you so nervous of how you're going to be perceived?
Because I'm in a lot of spaces and I just know that your platform is really big and it might go somewhere that I just don't want to have these conversations.
Well, do you think that it's a bad thing to have a money requirement if he has a certain amount of kids or a 250K requirement? Do you think it's a bad requirement?
I think I'm thinking about the person, like how it might look to someone. I might turn off someone just by saying that, but
well, the men that turn the what happens is you turn off the men who don't make that, right? So there's men who just don't make it, right? They don't make that salary. So and this is what does happen. They then say, because essentially what it says is, I don't have a shot because of my salary, right? I don't have a shot. So yeah, they do feel a certain type of way. Like sometimes when men say they want a certain age quality, or I want a woman with no kids. Sometimes the women with kids feel away because they're like, well, you're counting me out before you even get to know me because I'm a mother, you know? So, and I know this is why I'm saying this. If you are around these men, you should really, really focus on that because I know that we come on this show and people think everyone's making $250,000 and it's really not the case. Huh?
I'm not there yet, but that is my trajectory. So
No, I mean that's fine, but I think that all my boss chicks think that it actually really isn't the case, right?
It is insane that a woman that works with the disabled, thinking she's on the trajectory to make $250,000. I don't know. I mean, maybe these women are the rarest of rare women. I mean, maybe she's the only one that works with the disabled that will make $250,000. Maybe.
So when you come on this worldwide show, a lot of men do get sensitive when the money requirement comes up because they don't fall into it. Doesn't mean they're not, and they could be as in good character qualities they might have, just don't have the income quality. So then it's like I'm not even an option because of my bank account. So that's the message that gets out there. But it's according to you, that's what you said it is, though, right? No.
it is what it is. I can't change what I would prefer. Same way a man would prefer a certain thing, I would prefer not to raise my children in poverty. That's
Making 100K isn't raising your children in poverty. Making 80K isn't raising your children in poverty. Because, like, and this is the problem where, did you not say you want to work? Did you not say you're getting your master's? Are you just coming with debt and not working? It's like so fucking annoying. It's like, this is why the men that have dated her that make this amount of money is losers.
That's just a preference.
I understand.
Sorry if I
Huh?
offend, I say I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but I have a certain view that I want for my life. Like I want to be married, I want to have kids, and I have family in different parts of the world. I have family in Canada, Jamaica, and United Kingdom. I would like to travel a few times a year. So I want whoever I'm with to be comfortable with that or be able to, contribute to that.
Why would he contribute to that? Isn't your money for that? Isn't your money for that?
So
Listen, here's the deal. I understand the logic. I'm a female, I'm a woman. I understand the logic. Now the goal is to find a man who's on the same page. I mean, you're young, you have no kids, you definitely fit into the age category that men tell me they desire. They like younger women, they like women with no kids, and they like, so I don't think all is lost. So we're gonna end right there. Okay. So older man, 30 to 50, New York City. She's a student. She works with adults and kids of disability. She's a Virgo. Are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
yeah, it's the name that I have on here.
Okay, let me pull you up, girl. I will tell you this. If your highest probability of getting that type of man and making him a husband or you want to get married are the men that you are circling, right? So if this is really what you want, I think what y'all don't know is women who really be on the wise plans, they be on that's their job. Like for real, that's their job. They said they cash it out, okay? This is not a judgment. This is a game lesson, right? So while you trying to be a boss chick, she making sure everything else is in motion to be the white chick.
Exactly. I mean, this is ridiculous. That's why I've said this. Women's money and education is useless. She wants some man to be comfortable with it and pay for it instead of her. This is why it's like, what's the point of you having a career, having a job, having education?
Because her check is his check. So if you're around,
I said this before. Yes, do men? Of course, men don't want stupid women. Of course, men don't don't want women that are broke. Of course, but here's the problem: why men don't care? Because women don't make it an issue to care about. Your education becomes useless when you don't work. Your career, your money becomes useless when you don't work or contribute. So it's not that men don't care. It's about women don't give a reason for men to care. You don't contribute. So really, if you don't contribute, your money, your career, your job, your education is fucking useless to men. I said it. Men do want a smart woman. Men do want a woman that has a job, right? That's not broke. But the problem is that women don't make it a thing. It is useless. So men don't care. Men are not attracted to it. Men don't put that as a requirement or anything because honestly, at the end of the day, most women only want to work because they want to work, not work to provide, not work to take off the burdens of the husband, okay? Not work to contribute. No, work because you're just bored. So really, men don't give a shit. You can just do whatever the fuck you want, right? Why? What men do care about? Your looks, your youth, your womb, your personality, because those are the things that women give men.
These men, and this is very important to you, and you want to cohabitate with a man of a certain salary bracket, it seems like you're in that circle. So that's your highest probability of closing a deal. Like, don't negate these men that you're frequenting every single day.
You're right. You're right.
I got a paid question.
My God.
I got a few paid questions. Okay, this one said this is in your favor. In NYC, it's not far-fetched. Next, the F. Oh, that's the fuck to me. NYC is not far-fetched. Next, Kendra, the fuck. Okay, well, okay. There you have it. That one's on your side. Women, what? Let me see this one. Women like that create Shannon Sharp. How? Shannon Sharp, what are you talking about? How do women like this create Shannon Sharp? Shannon Sharp makes more than $250,000. Like he's a multimillionaire. I don't think he's swayed by any woman's salary requirement. I don't.
He means that this is why older men. He means that this is why older men date younger women. Because here's the thing: if I think Shannon Sharp is in his 50s, right, 56 or whatever, mid 50s. Let's say 55. Okay, let's say Shannon Sharp is 55. A 55-year-old woman wants a man that makes $1 million. Okay, let's say that. Okay, well, a 25-year-old woman wants a man that makes $1 million. What would you choose? What would you choose? Because what's the benefit? What's the benefit? What's the pros and cons of choosing a 55-year-old woman that wants a man that has high standards, that wants a man that makes $1 million, comparative to 56. He's 56. Comparative to let's say a 25-year-old woman that wants a man that makes $1 million. So really, and logically, they both want, they both want the same man. But what does he want? Well, if I'm going to have to pay for it, I might as well date younger. And this is why I just said what I said before. Okay, well, go outside the country. If women want money here, and then women want money in other countries, well, why not date women in other countries? At least you'll be getting the 7s, the 8s, the 9s in beauty qualities. And at least you'll be getting feminine women, traditional women, women that would cater to their men. So
I agree with that. Now Tyree said delusion where reality takes a vacation and imagination forgets to leave a forwarding address. So Tyree thinks you're delusional.
Well, one person's delusion is another person's reality.
Woo! Okay.
is it your reality? Again, it's not a flex that you can get men to date you. It's not a flex that you can get men to have sex with you. Women have to understand the true flex is getting a man that you want to commit to you. That is the true flex. And a lot of women can't flex that shit.
And Manny Jackson said $250K in New York is like $100K in Alabama.
Thank you, Manny. That's why I kept reiterating New York City. Like I'm.
Girl, listen. Here's the deal. Hello.
Like it's like
I can't
What's wrong with our connection?
hear you, honey.
now I'm saying the moment you step outside in New York City, it's like the money just goes like this.
You bring the camera down. Yes, but there's plenty of people living in New York City that don't make that money every day.
That's true. No,
Yeah.
about for marriage and for kids. Like I'm thinking about the longevity of it.
I get you, and there's plenty of people who are married in New York City that don't make that money.
And those are not the lifestyles that I want. Those are not.
And that's fair. And that's
The lifestyle. It's the lifestyle. And that is why, again, okay, why provide a lifestyle for a 4 when you can provide a lifestyle for a 7, an 8, or 9? Okay, why? Again, this is why men are uneducated. Men are inexperienced. This is why men need men content. This is why. Because I honestly believe so many men out there lack guidance. OGs, unks, just men that have experience, men that have, more knowledge, more world knowledge. A lot of younger men lack that. A lot of younger men lack that guidance.
fair. Listen, that's fair. I'm not telling you it's the lifestyle you have to go through, but I'm saying there are people that live under that in New York City every single day. And that's fair. if that's not what that's fair if that's not what you want for your life. So now let's find you a man that's on the same life plan. What happened, honey?
If I don't come across a man that makes that amount, which I don't have any problem coming across men, but if I don't come across someone that makes that amount, I'm okay with making that amount for myself and providing for myself.
Right. So now with that example, would you partner with a man that made less than you or no? Okay. Okay, fair enough. So you'll just be happy single. Okay. Fair
I'm
enough.
for too long.
Your phone's going in and out, honey.
I said I'll never be single for too long.
So that means you would date a man that makes less than.
No, you just can't make less.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The fuck is just whatever. I swear to God, it's just this is the problem where I believe fatherless women or I don't know. I just think this is the poison that a lot of women have experienced. It's just sad and pathetic. It really is. But you know what? Here, whatever. You want to flex that you date these men? Great. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. As you get older, you are a 4. As you get older, you think you get better with age? That is a delusion that women will feel real quick. When you are already average at 25, you're average at 25, okay? You are fucking average at 25. Do you think you'll become better at 35? You think you become better at 40? No. Right now, because you're in your youthful prime, right? Your age, your youthful prime, you're getting that attention, okay? You're getting that attention, but reality's gonna hit. Reality will hit. So, what do you guys think?